is the Curse of Oak Island and Beyond live stream. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Jeff and Tom here with the Curse of Oak Island and Beyond live stream. Tom, how you doing tonight?
Hello. Christmas is over. Get ready for the new year. Every time I hear that intro and you say this is a
Curse of Oak Island and Beyond.
Yeah. Every time I think you're going to say, and this is free and in.
Free and in, yes. Oh, welcome everyone tonight. I appreciate everyone who has come by tonight. We are hey, Jess Grolo's out there. Hey, Jess and Henry DeWitt. Oh my gosh, all of our regulars are here tonight. Thank you all for joining us here tonight. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, so we're going to do a little bit of an open forum tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about the drilling down last night, but Tom and I really want to hear from you all.
Yes, we do.
Tom submitted some questions, some things that we can kind of help to get conversations started if we need to. But I really wanted to thank everybody for coming. I hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas. I know I did. It really did. Had a great time. We saw a lot of family and spent time with everybody. And so how about you, Tom? It was a good
Christmas. And Christmas lasts here a lot more than most people might think.
Yeah.
It starts here in November and probably ends about mid-March. So yeah, we enjoy Christmas.
Mid-March. That's all right. That's okay. We were looking at Seth. He was sharing with us some of his, some people like to make those little Christmas towns. And I kind of got into that there for a little while. You could buy those little buildings with the lights in them and you make your train and everything going around the Christmas town, people skating on it. It was so cool. And he made one out of Legos. I thought that was awesome.
It was really sharp. Yeah.
Yeah, he showed us pictures. I don't know if he shared that publicly or not, but of course I just did, but not the pictures. But anyway, so that was really cool. So, but I just love those things. And I hope everyone had, let us know if you had a good Christmas. And I really, because this will be the last show we do before the new year, I hope that everyone has a great New Year holiday and a wonderful and prosperous 2024 going on, everyone. So let's see. I see a lot of familiar names out there tonight. We do have a giveaway tonight, by the way. We'll be doing that here in just a little while. And I got a picture I will show of what that giveaway is. There's actually 2 items in this giveaway, not the cribbage board. You don't get the cribbage board, I don't believe. You're not giving away that cribbage board, are you, Linda?
No, you're not getting the crib board, I can tell you.
You're not going to get that one. That is a Roman coin right here in the corner or down here in the bottom. That's a Roman coin. And then, of course, the ship's wheel. That is it has a magnet on the back, right? So it's a magnet. It's got a little magnet in it, I think. Or is it? Yeah. Okay. So it's got a magnet. And so with 2 giveaways for tonight. And that's a maritime tartan.
That's a Nova Scotia tartan, yeah.
Nova Scotia tartan. So you got a Roman coin and the maritime tartan going tonight. So, and those were donated by Renee Cope and Michelle Tomeyer. So thank you very much for donating those things for us. You're actually working on a cribbage board. Just said. So we'll do that here in just a little bit. We'll do the giveaway for everybody. But thank you for Michelle and Renee for donating those items. And I guess we're going to have there's going to be more Roman coins, coming here in the, yes, I'm getting the nod. Yes. So there will be more Roman coins if you don't win tonight's. So hopefully that'll be good. A stack of them. Oh, Jess is making a stack of them. All right. What do I got to do to get one of those? Never mind. Sorry.
Okay. Nice try, right?
Nice try. I know. Well, I got to get her to make me a J Free 906 cribbage board. Now that would be cool, right? Yeah.
If you could get it made out of that same wood, it would even be even cooler.
Well, yeah, I know that's a stretch
But you're
there.
not going to get your hands on that.
That's special wood there.
Mhm.
Still need to have a cribbage rematch with Tom. Oh, there you go, Tom.
Yep. I hope you've been practicing, Henry.
Oh goodness, yeah, that is an Oak Island cribbage board. So yeah. So tonight we're gonna talk a little bit about last night's drilling down. Wow, I wish. Yeah, thank you, Ron. Nicaraguan dollars. Yeah, that's okay, Ron. Thank you very very much. I appreciate it, Ron. You're becoming a regular on that, and I do appreciate it. Thank you, sir. That's really kind of you. Going into the new year, yes, and I'm gonna have to be paying taxes on that stuff as we go through, of course. But yeah, we're going to talk about a little bit about last night's drilling down. I thought it was another good one.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So, what was your kind of your take on that whole thing last night?
I thought it was the Lot 5 mystery is not solved yet. And I don't know if they'll ever solve it, but they're definitely there's more going on Lot 5 than what they originally imagined because, as Rick said, Marty couldn't put an X through it.
Right. Yeah.
So who was there
Yeah.
and when they were there, it just keeps going backwards in time.
Yep. Yeah, and one of the things that, and we'll bring this up as we go along. Well, I can bring it up now. I guess we're going to kind of just jump around a little bit on that a little bit tonight. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, thanks, Linda. We're going to kind of talk about that a little. One of the things that I wanted to mention about that, about the whole Lot 5 thing, was kind of the overall take of it, which I thought was really cool. How they put this together, or Maddie put this together, because you have the Roman coins that we found, or that they found on the island, or in Lot 5, right? You got the Roman coins, and who would have possibly had Roman coins from different years like that? I mean, we think about that. Now, could that have been somebody's, special coin collection, like I have right here? Different coins that I found metal detecting and whatnot. Yeah, it could have been, but if it would
Well,
have been just one Roman coin, I'd have said, okay, that's probably what it is. But now they found four.
yeah, I'm thinking maybe somebody might have dropped their coin pouch when they were depositing something like the menorah on Oak Island.
Mm-hmm. Or the AOC. Yeah. Yeah. A
Hmm.
coin spill, right? I think so.
Yeah.
So, so who, one of the obviously one of the names that comes to mind right off the bat is the Templars. The Templars being the bankers of the day. You might exactly true seeker.
Hmm.
That's exactly, you might lose one, but a whole bunch of them, I don't think so. And we know that, and they mentioned this on the show last night, that Robert Young had also found some coins
Yep.
as well. So yeah, so that those 5 or 4 that they found aren't the only ones. So the Templars would definitely be a group of individuals that would possibly have Roman coins. Now,
Hmm.
when they were looking at Site 1, which is was the round circle that's now becoming the square rectangle feature, um, the dates on that are really cool.
Yep.
Where they found different things on it, but I like how they tied together. The Templars may have been there originally, then possibly utilized by Phipps in
Hmm.
1680s. In
87.
the
Yep.
Yeah, in the 1680s. And
Yep.
then who's your last guy? Duke Donvie.
Duke Don V
Because
was
they're
there. Yep.
finding, yeah, because they're finding things from all, well, 2 eras, and then supposing adding in the Templars in there. So you're finding things from the 1680 era, and then also into the 1740 middle 1700s era, which is your Duke Donvie. So could it be this multi-generational use of Oak Island?
Hmm.
I,
Or even
I
larger
think.
than that, over centuries, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think
Yeah.
there was even more. Sinclair's maybe even, if you want to
Hmm.
get into that too.
Hmm.
So, and there's too much evidence of
If you read any of James McQuiston stuff, you're in the 1630
yes,
range.
yes, yes. James
1632 was a big year
McQuiston's
for
got some
him.
great stuff out there about that. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly right. So, Uh-oh. I just got a picture sent to me. I had to look real quick from Jess.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I wish I could share that, but I won't. All right. So yeah, Jess just sent me a
She's
picture.
stacking lumber, I bet.
Stacking lumber. Yep, indeed. So yeah, so you've got all of those different eras going on. Yeah, well, that's true.
Vikings, yes, for sure.
Yep, that's true.
Vikings were
Uh,
probably the original map drawers, as to how to get here.
yep. So yeah, so you've got a lot of different pieces, but I like how they kind of put that together, and why, and they all seem to like use lot 5, because lot 5, as you know, they talked about it again, was the fact that these features that they're finding there are predating the actual division of the lots where it was all set up into lots.
Correct.
And
Yep.
lot 5, to their knowledge, was never had a building or a homestead or anything built
No,
on it that is recorded.
correct.
And it was all covered up.
Yeah. I mean, who was there before the island was even subdivided? Let's call it.
Yep. Yep.
You know.
Exactly. So I think that was really cool. So yeah. So, but we want to hear from you guys tonight a little bit too. I don't want to do all the talking unless it's referring to saying some of the things that you guys are bringing up out there. So, um, but you know, one of the other things I'll mention really quick too was about Maddie Blake had mentioned another thing real quick, and I wanted to get everyone's take on this. Now, and I mentioned this to Tom and Linda in the pre-show a little bit to get their thoughts on it. Kingston, Ontario. Dale, thank you. That's cool. I like when you guys tell where you're from. That's really awesome. I love getting that information. So thank you for that. Kingston, Ontario. That has to be somewhere. If you want to see the artifact, yeah, there you go. St. Mary's University. I thought that was really cool that he donated all that stuff. And I really hope that the Oak Island team can get access to at least evaluate these items and take a look at them and see how they can help to tell the story that they're trying to uncover here
Mhm.
on Oak Island. So I really hope that they get that done, that they get able to do that. But one of the things that Maddie said, and sometimes we get a little glimpse at future episodes from Maddie when he's out there on the island. And again, this one was that also where he had said, and this is when they were looking into talking about Aladdin's cave. And he said this right here. He said, evidence of gold and wooden structures are there. Now, we know that they've tested for water in the gold in the water
Yep.
and silver content. And we know that they've also tested for the organic material, which
Correct.
would be your wood.
Yep.
Is that what he's talking about? But he said wooden structures. Was that just a slip of the tongue, a
Slip
faux
of the
pas?
tongue. Was he drawing an assumption? But maybe
Did
there's
anyone
some
else
film
catch
he's seen. Maybe there's some film that he's seen that we haven't.
that? Right. And remember, he was there probably later in the season than they're
Mhm.
filming where we're at in the season right now. So, what did you guys catch that? And what do you think of that? What does anybody think about that? Let's see. It wouldn't be that in match the Phipps iron. That's the other thing that the Phipps thing is really,
Yep.
really, really, really coming up to be more and more important, I think.
Mhm.
I
I
think,
think Emma's really bought into the Phipps theory.
yeah. What did she say about Phipps, the origin of some of these metals?
Phipps birthplace site. That's pretty specific.
That's very specific. Phipps birthplace site.
Yeah.
And
And
how they can determine that, I don't know.
if you go and well, they have other Phipps artifacts from that same site, I guess, is what the conclusion that I draw. But
That's yeah.
if you look at a map of Maine and see where his birthplace is, and he had a small shipyard there at one time too. If you look at those places, they're in the southern portion of Maine, and it's a straight shot across to the south shore of Nova Scotia, the southern tip of Nova Scotia.
Mhm.
So I mean, he's like a day away, probably with good wind.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
for him to be familiar with that whole southern coast of Nova Scotia, certainly.
Yeah. I seen Richard said something about the Organic material is coming from the swamp. So, Richard, are you saying that there's a connection, a tunnel connection, or a flood tunnel connection between the swamp and the money pit tunnels underground? Come on, you gotta jump in on that. Hey, Jack's here too. I
Hmm.
see Jack there. Good
Hey,
evening,
Jack.
Jack. How you doing? Coming on as the Phipps Museum in Maine at his birthplace sent artifacts to the fancy lab. To
There
have
we
them
go.
evaluated. Okay, I did not know that. All right, cool. So yeah, so expand on that, Richard. Maybe, maybe he says. Yeah. So, by the way, Richard is the guy who you see this Oak Island clock right here behind me. Oak Island time. It's Oak Island time clock that I'm pointing to behind me here. He makes those. So, what time is it? It's Oak Island time. That's what it is. Um, oh, here's his card, by the way. If anybody wants one of those clocks, they're awesome. He hand paints them, gets them all cut out on his machine and everything, and puts clockworks in them. And this is his. Here's his website right here. If anybody's interested in checking out any of those clocks or anything like that, there it is. Half fast, half fast woods. Say that quickly.
Nope.
It's a family show.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, but so those are a few things that I caught talking about on the show last night. I thought were really cool.
Hmm.
Um, so, yeah. So, what do you guys think? And I'm going to bring up one of the questions here that Tom had given us. Let's see if I can get this to. There we go.
There's no wrong answer here, by the way.
No wrong answer. All right. So far, what do we? How many episodes we got? 8. How many episodes have we gotten so far?
That's 7. I think we've got under our belt now, isn't
Yeah. All right.
it?
So within these 7 episodes, let's show this this question right here. Within the 7 episodes that we have so far, what do you think is the most significant discovery of season 11? So this is for you guys in the chat that are watching the show here tonight. What do you think is the most significant discovery so far of season 11? That's the first question. So let's hear from you out there. Ron, the team drained the swamp, but I don't recall digging in the swamp. Why not? Well, they didn't dig in it yet. Well, they did a little digging in it. You know, they found the stone road. They found the stone platform. But that coin from 300 BC, yeah, that was a good one, Zig, for sure.
Hmm.
Aladdin Cave, I think, is a good one. Yeah, that's definitely a good one. Darlene said the circular depression. Yep.
Hmm. Phipps
Uh,
Link. Yep. It's another good one.
yeah, Nick has a good the muon. The muon data. That is definitely a good one, Robert. Yes,
Hmm.
for sure. No doubt about it. Here's a good card. The question remains: why were the Templar Knights on Oak Island? Nolan's Cross is hard to explain away. Yes, I agree, and is very verifiable if they don't have Templar treasure, but they were also not in poverty. Correct. Um, they are very hard to explain away.
Hmm.
And Nolan's Cross, again, I go back to what I've said so many times about Nolan's Cross.
Yeah. The
Um,
speculation as to why the Templars were on Oak Island is that they were secreting away religious uh, relics and artifacts.
yep.
They had to get them out of Europe because they thought their days were numbered, so they had to have a place to put them.
They knew. If you listen to Gretchen, they knew their days were numbered. They got it. They got wind of it way ahead of time. So you're going back. Remember this dating on the stone road and the
Hmm.
stone platform in the 1200s.
Hmm.
I mean, they were not going to leave everything in one place. Why would they not want to adventure out? They
Yeah.
had the means by which to do so and the money to support such
They
an
had the means and the knowledge and the equipment.
exactly.
They had a whole fleet of ships sitting in Portugal that they had access to.
Yep. Yep.
Jan,
Exactly.
yeah, right on the money. Yep. The structure under the circle structure. What
Yep.
is
I
it?
heard somebody else say lot 5.
Yep.
The Phipps link, I think, is a very good
Hmm.
one. Yep. Roman coins. Yep. Exactly. Sharon. Yep. What else we got in there? The muon scans are very significant. That's what Henry said.
Hmm.
The rosehead nail. Rosehead nails are that you can date those things. That's what's so cool about that is you can actually date those.
Yeah, the
A
iron
tunnel
content.
under the garden shaft. Greg, hang on
There
to
you
your
go.
hat because I have a picture to show you in just a little bit about
Mhm.
the tunnel under the garden shaft. Indeed, yeah. I think the whole. I think what's yours, Tom? What do you think is yours?
I don't know. You can convince me of about 3 or 4 of them. I think the tunnel. I think Greg's got a good point. The Roman coins, I think, is really interesting. I think one of the facts that one of the statements I think it was Marty made last night. They were talking about, is the money pit the real money pit or was it a decoy? And as they described it last night, Lot 5 structure is about, they said, over a mile. I don't think the island's a mile long. I think the island's slightly under a mile long. But for the sake of argument, let's say it's a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the Roman coins between the Lot 5 structures and the money pit. And then I think back to my mind, why would you be so far apart, traveling back? Well, you want to hide. But then when you travel back and forth, what do you build? Stone roads.
Mm-hmm.
Remember they found the stone roads running through the different lots, not down by
Yes,
the ocean?
yes, I do.
So was there a connection between those stone roads? Can you draw a dotted line between the money pit, those stone roads, and Lot 5? I don't know.
I don't know exactly. Yeah. For me, you know what? I've got so many.
I know it's easy to switch.
I know it's hard to grab just one because there are so many uh things that I think are the
Yeah.
target down in the
hmm
bedrock at 200 and some feet down. Yes, I know and it's the high density target too. I'm still sold in the swamp and Smith's
hmm
Cove. Stuff is definitely hidden under the swamp. I
Yeah.
think there is
And
something under the
Marty,
swamp.
Marty said we're not done until we're done in the swamp.
Yeah. Yeah. He finally came on board with the swamp, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Seeing all those points just reminds me that there has been a great season so far. Yes, exactly. That's what I
And
think
we
for
haven't seen
me.
the muon sensors from the swamp yet either.
No,
We still have yet to see the
great
muon
point.
sensors.
Great point. For me, I think it's the tunnels underneath the money pit. There's so many. There are so many, but to me, they kept punching holes in the money pit like Swiss cheese over there, and they were finding lots of wood, lots of wood, lots of wood, but they never really had any
Oh, you know what could be a
tunnels.
good one? That
What?
7 foot. That 7 foot timber.
Yes, yes, that seven
What
foot
is a
timber,
7 foot timber doing 100 and whatever feet underground?
and it was vertical.
Mm-hmm.
It was not horizontal, it was vertical.
Yep.
They drilled right into it and just got the
Yep.
whole chunk of it right out of the center of it or something. I don't know if it was
Mm-hmm.
the center, but they got a core of the whole 7 foot chunk of wood. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I Again, that's why I go back to these tunnels
Mm-hmm.
because we know that there
What
were
were
some
people
searcher tunnels
doing
down
150 feet underground?
there. Yep. So yeah, that was mine. That was that's my big
Mm-hmm.
thing is that question right there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it has been a great season so
Yeah.
far. Yeah, and I think it's going to get even better. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's go with the next one. The next question that we got here, and then we're going to do that giveaway here in just a little bit here. But the next question we have was now, who do you think was on lot 5? The old lock on lot 5. Yeah, that's that. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that's another good one, Tim, for sure. Who was on lot 5 and left things behind, left some kind of a trace behind? So that's your next question. Who do you guys think was on lot 5? Let's see. Aladdin's Cave is very interesting. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I go back to that question about that Maddie had said wooden structures. We haven't seen wood yet down there. We saw that
Yep.
thing that looked like a bolt, the end of a bolt head or
Mm-hmm.
something. Whether it is or not, we still don't know. But we saw that, but we haven't seen actual wood yet. They got the organics, but we haven't seen wood. So is that something is up in the swamp when Marty's excited? Colette, that's a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
The British, Everyone, Richard said
Everyone,
everyone.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
you're
was a
probably
lot of
that's
people.
probably it.
And the people we haven't talked about yet is the indigenous people.
Yeah,
Did they find that structure and eventually use it for some sort of a pit house?
they could have. Yeah, they had to camp somewhere. You're right, Richard. Yeah,
Mhm.
who wasn't on lot is easier.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good point too. Pirates, Borchers,
mhm.
Texas Farm. You might be right. It might be. It could very well be someone.
Peter Easton, yep,
Someone with holes in his pocket.
yeah. Jake Roberts says Peter Easton, Sir Walter Raleigh, yep,
uh, Jake's here. Hey,
yep.
Jake.
Jake's got some theories that will
Ah,
tie Oak Island to those people for sure,
yes, he
or Champlain.
does. Yes,
Yep.
he does. Duke
Mhm.
D'Anville Group. Yep. See, and that's when that. There you go. Back to what they were putting together on the show last night.
Mhm.
Templars to Phipps and Belcher. Belcher was spotted. There is documentation that Belcher was in Mahone Bay on a ship.
Mhm.
What the heck was he doing there?
So
And
the
why did they only take a little
British and the
bit?
French occupying the same space. That's never good news back then.
Yeah, yeah. Sir Andrew Belcher. That's Andrew's one. The British type items are strong links to Phipps.
Hmm. Definitely.
Santa and his 8 tiny oxen. Oh, you guys are regular comedians, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, look at it. Jenny said, I think we could make a comedy of all the people who have been there. Yeah, I think you're right.
Hmm.
Yeah, the French were there first, lot 5, British used next, Phipps, layered. Yeah, layered, Michelle. I think you're right. I really think that there has been a lot. Um, let's see. Tim Maddie was there last year, Beyond Skinwalker Ranch. Okay, yeah. Um, and they talked about because of the different layers or artifacts that they're finding over different time periods.
Yep.
That's when they're talking about, you know, somebody had originally built some sort of a structure there, and then others came along and used it, where you get that
Mhm.
multi-generational use of it. So Santa,
And
yeah,
and
maybe.
then and then somebody filled it in.
And then somebody covered it up. Yep. Bacon had connections to both French and
Yep.
British.
Very true.
Oh, Jake, are you talking about one of your new shows coming up? You got a
And
show coming up.
Bacon had spies everywhere. So
Yeah, in case anybody doesn't already know about Jake and his podcast that he does every other Sunday night. When's your next one, Jake? Is that coming up this coming Sunday?
I
Holiday
think probably
weekend?
this week. I think,
I
but
think it is.
where's
Yeah.
that's going to be New Year's Eve. So hard to
Yeah.
say.
World Cribbage Championship of 1374.
Hmm. Quite possible.
All right. So that was a good question. Okay. Oh, here's a good one. Everyone should know these. Everyone should know the answer to these. This is a trivia question here. All right. So we're going to show. Here's a trivia question for you, and there's no prize on this. And then we're going to go to the giveaway. We're going to do this, and then we'll do the giveaway. What are the 2 structures on lot 5?
What were
What are
they used for? What were they
Yep.
used for?
Yeah, what were they used for? So we know there's a circle
And don't say
feature.
latrine.
That's my guess. I've been saying that on just about every podcast. So the 2 structures on lot 5, what are they? What are they used for? What do you think? All right, give us your opinion on that. The only 2 podcasts. Yep. Oh, Jeff and Jake's. All right, cool. I'm glad to be included into the Ghost of Bacon. When you put the 2 of us together, I take that as a compliment to be teamed up with Jake on that. Yep. The next one will be January 7th. Oh, okay. All right. Cool. We'll be there. Let's see. Trash pile and a barracks, a well and storage, command centers, a storehouse, a kitchen. We need a hit from 1200s on a structural basis.
I thought there'd be more evidence of a kitchen there too. If
I
there's any
did
kind
too.
of a, like where's the charcoal,
Hmm.
right? Unless they found it and they're not telling us. But I mean, you'd think they'd be all over charcoal if they found it.
Yep. Housing and supply storage.
Hmm.
That's kind of what I think.
Of
Cold
course,
storage.
of course, if they had been storing powder and ammunition there, probably not a good place to find charcoal.
Yeah. A rifle range for defense. One
Hmm.
structure was the entrance to the money pit tunnel. There you go, Mark.
Hmm.
Yeah. Root cellar for meat storage. Let's see. Round one, something Viking. No.
Yeah. Was it the vault? Was it the original hatch?
Yep. Defense battlement. Let's see. Kitchens are separate from living quarters. Charcoal is on lot 4. Then maybe they need to go over to lot 4 and do some more work there. Sorry, Tom, an outhouse.
Too many puns to go with that. I'm not going there.
Yeah, right. So the hatch, I don't know. What do you think about the hatch, Tom? I mean, I really thought there was more that might be there.
It's kind of in that general area, but I mean, anybody's guess is they got to get down there another 2 or 3 feet and find out what, if anything, because they mentioned about the dual rock walls last night, the 2 linear rock walls.
Yep.
So was there a compartment down there that was hiding another compartment? I don't know.
Yep. All right. All right. I'm gonna throw. Let's do the giveaway real quick, and then we'll ask some more questions. So here we go. We're gonna do the giveaway. Let's get that one up here. And I hate repeating myself because I know people hate to somebody to keep repeating themselves. But I am going to tell you how you need to go about getting this thing. For those who might be new to the show, let me get this picture put up here again. I'm trying to stretch this out a little bit. There we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Zane says it looks like a lot of scattered rocks to him. And I agree with you. It could just be a pile of rocks, with the exception of the fact that, as Jamie said last night, they're finding stuff under the rocks, which means and entangled within the rocks, which means somebody put them there.
Right. Yep. I've been inspecting a hand dug cellar from 1623. Greg, wow, really? Oh, do tell. Where's that at? Yeah, free stuff.
Yeah, some island in Mahone Bay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing about the structure. It does, when you look at it right now, even the one that Helen is working on site 2 and Jamie is running the site 1, which is a circle feature. But the other one, I mean, both of them, when they show these pictures, they do look like just a thing of scattered rocks. And I'm like, but you got to understand that they see where these rocks are as they uncover them, and then they move them out of the way so they can continue digging down. So they know what it looked like before they move the rocks out of there.
Oh, yeah.
So
every rock boulder there will be mapped. Yeah.
yeah, we're seeing it. Yeah. We're seeing it after the fact. So, yeah, I know. They kind of does. They repeat themselves, and that does get a little annoying. I will say that it is when they keep looking back. But you know what? They're doing it for the benefit of the people who haven't seen the show. That's why they do it. And for all of us who have the whole, FIPS thing or whatever they go back in time and talk about, we've seen it before. It does get a little tedious. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and ask this other question, and then we'll get on to the. I think Linda's got something going. Oh, you good, Linda? You want to do the giveaway? All right. All right, I'm going to show there she is. Hey. All right, here's the thing.
I had people checking for my mouse.
Oh, got a moose loose in the hoose.
I do.
There's a mouse in the house.
There's a moose loose in the hoose. All right, so we've got the and how big is this? The ship's wheel, a maritime tartan. Is that about?
It's
a couple inches across.
Yeah, probably 2.5.
Okay. And a Roman coin. I really wanted this one. I almost called in sick so I could, get this one and let Tom do the show.
Yeah, Seth's not here tonight, right? So.
Oh.
Not saying anything. Just, mention it.
If he's in the chat and he wins. If
I see his name go by on that spin thing there's going to be trouble.
All right. To be eligible for this, you need to be a member of our Facebook group page. There is a link for it down below. It is the Curse of Oak Island and Beyond Skinwalker Ranch, because we talk about that show as well when it's in season. And Linda will put up a picture of the week's giveaway and as a post in the Facebook group page. And all you have to do is comment on that post with a yes. and that gets you entered into the eligibility for the giveaway. And you must be present at the podcast to win. If you are not here, we will spin again and go on to the next one. So there you go. All right, so let's go to Linda here, and we'll spinaroo and get this thing figured out here.
All right, there's a lot of names on here.
Oh, everybody wanted that Roman coin.
Everybody wanted that Roman coin, but I will tell you, excuse me, there are 2 more Roman coins, and there is also a Spanish Maravedí. So stick with us this year.
I'd love to have that Spanish Maravedí.
All right, here we go.
Up just a little bit. There you go, right there. I didn't see Seth's name go by.
I'm still watching for it. Trust me.
Uh-oh.
Anne-Marie?
Anne-Marie.
All right, Anne-Marie, she's here.
I went by. Zig said he went by. Oh, my goodness. Anne-Marie. All right. Anne-Marie, are you here?
All right, Anne-Marie, I know you're in Germany, but I need you to send me a private message with your address,
Oh,
and it will take a while.
wow. I mean, I can't. Oh, there she is. She's here. Yeah. Oh, I clicked it and so did you. Sorry. All right. I'm here. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's that's the other thing you have to think about too, folks, is where this got to be shipped to. Sometimes, and how expensive is that to send overseas? But, okay.
It's expensive to send to Canada.
I know.
Anything you send registered costs a lot of money.
Yep.
I know. I had a particular gentleman who would like to have one of my hats, and he lives in Australia.
Yeah. Second mortgage.
Yeah. Lots. So, all right. Congratulations, Anne-Marie. All right.
All right. Send me a message.
All right. Thank you,
Thanks,
Linda.
everybody.
You'll be on the first Templar cruise ship.
Yeah. On the first Templar cruise ship. All right. Let's bring this back up here. If I can get it to open. Oh, let's see here. Oh, okay. Here it is. All right. Now, this is a good one. And you know what? This is one of those ones that's going to be hard to answer again. But let's go with this one here. All right. Oh, Craig. Thank you very much, Craig. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Really does help a lot. Okay, so where would you focus your attention? If you were on the island right now and you could tell Rick or Marty Lagina, hey, I think we need to look over here and do this, where would you focus your attention? Now, I know there's a lot of things happening on there, but you got to pick just one. Where would you focus your attention for looking for answers to this mystery? Ooh, a lot of people saying the swamp. Look at that. The swamp, eye of the swamp,
Mm-hmm.
the garden shaft, lot 5, H8. Yay! Craig, a man after my own heart.
Yep.
Craig.
After your post yesterday, H8's back in the running.
I'm telling you, H8, I think it's going to play a part in this. I really do. That's why I did that little video. If you haven't seen that video, I did a little video about 20 minutes long. It's on the YouTube channel. I thought it was, I tried to cover, I did a lot of research on H8, trying to come up with a good little video there, but I think it's going to be playing a part in the end of the story in the money pit. Lots 3 through 10.
Jazz swamp, and I already told Rick and Marty.
Well, we don't have that capability.
Yeah, you could just pass the number along. Maybe give them a shout.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Under the war room. Oh, that's interesting.
There you go.
I was going to say under Blankenship's house. Which one?
Nobody said 10X yet.
Yeah, nobody said 10X. Ever since I watched the show, I could do a fly Mother's Memorial. Let's see here. The ship in the swamp. 72 feet. 72 feet due east of the northern edge of the garden shaft.
That's my
Mm.
man Jake. He put the X
Well,
on the spot.
he put the X on the spot. I think we covered that in one of his videos. We were looking at a map, were we not?
Hmm.
The Eye of the Swamp. I think it is the basin on Xena's map. Oh, Craig at the Mug and Anchor.
My anger.
You know, I've been there. The food is good, and the adult beverages are very good. So there you go. I agree. That's a great place to do some research. Yep. Aladdin's Cave. I like that. Yeah. Finish the garden shaft and continue the boreholes to tunnel to the right spot. Robert says, I think 10X and H8 join up at some point. I think they may as well.
Yep.
Robert. Good point. Yep. The gold left when they moved the green truck. Ah, did it? Oh my goodness. We were, yeah. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Zane.
Wow.
Thank you, Zane. Long time watcher, first time donator to help defray the cost of shipping. Thanks to Jeff, Tom, Linda, Jan, and Seth, and everyone of the Oakaholics. Greatest show about the greatest show on earth. Thank you very much, Zane. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you. It's very nice of you. Yeah. Well, let's see here. Good evening from England. Metal detecting war relics. Hi. Hello there. Glad you're here. Really do. From England. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's getting a bit late over there now. It's like what, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I gotta be like 1 o'clock in the morning
Mhm.
for you. So they were at 20 feet down, lot 8. What is about that serious metal anomaly 20 feet down, lot 8? I've forgotten about that. What is that? Do you remember what that's
I don't
about?
recall it. I don't recall it. But
I don't either. Gary, you're gonna have to remind me, what episode was that on? Do you remember? Yeah, I would. Sharon says, I would like to know if there's a ship in the swamp. You and I, and also Jack Campbell, would like to know the answer to that.
Mhm.
Um,
I've always said if there's a ship there, it's a barge.
yes, yeah, I agree.
Something that's got a shallow enough draft that they could float it in there.
Get it in there, because even if it ever was, it's all, if it was wetlands all the time, that's fine. But I don't know that I believe that the island was 2 islands. But definitely, I think it. And if the ocean was lower at one point, you're still going to have, that's a low point, so you're still going to have a lot of stuff blown in there. I don't know, the whole ship thing. I would like to know though, and we know because we saw Michelle has an interest in the cave-in pit.
Mhm.
Mhm. I'm going to be talking about the cave-in pit in one of my next little videos that's coming out. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. I've got another one that, like I did for H8. Won't be as long this time, but I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to have some information about the cave-in pit. So let's see. The barge makes perfect sense. Yeah, I think it does. That's for sure. Because they remember some of the things that were found in there. Some of the wood that we talked about could easily have floated because
Oh
there's
yeah.
so many shipwrecks out there. Tony Sampson has talked about the multitude of shipwrecks. So any of the wood could have simply washed in and blown in, and they got covered up in there, down, got sucked into the swamp in some
Yep.
way or another. But the metal fragments are the ones that I'm really curious
Mhm.
about. Like that, remember that bracket? Carmen Legg looked at that one bracket. He said it was in a very intense fire,
Yep.
and he said it was a bracket that would go around wood to hold planks together. That's what he said it was. And it was
Mhm.
burned in a very intense fire. That's one of those clues that tell me maybe there was a ship in there. I don't know. So,
So much
let's
water in there this summer, it would have had to have been a submarine.
Gary says, I can't remember the episode, but they could only go down 5 feet to, oh, was that lot 8? Oh, was that,
I
was
can't
that
remember the lot number.
was that when they were looking out there at the the dam on
I think it was the
Nolan's?
dam, and they had because that would be up towards Nolan's property,
Oh, yeah.
and
Okay,
yeah, they could
yeah,
only go 5 feet deep until they got another permit
you're
to
right.
allow them
And
to
we
go
have
deep.
not seen that.
No.
They have not gone back to that yet.
Mhm.
Chapel Vault? Yeah, what remains of the ship that was repurposed? Yeah, I think that makes sense,
Hmm.
Michelle, for sure.
Yep.
Pieces off that ship who had built the garden shaft. Yeah. I don't know about that garden shaft. But again, I'm gonna be doing a little video talking about the garden shaft and the cave-in pit and stuff all here pretty quick. Um was a caught pirate ship that washed ashore in a violent nor'easter. The Witta. The Witta. Yeah, the Witta is a
Hmm.
great story. Tony Sampson got in
It's
going out
amazing
there
what
and
those nor'easters will move for materials and goods, and it'll blow an iron boiler up over a wharf, right? I mean, it's crazy what the force of that water will do.
yep. Curious more of the freshwater well. Yep. The dam episode. Yeah, I know. And they have not gone back and
Hmm.
revisited that. All right. Okay. So a couple more questions, and then I've got a couple more pictures I want to show. So here's the next one for everyone. Will the mystery be solved this year? Oh, you know, I think. All right. I'm gonna go out on a limb on this one. Will the mystery be solved this year? I think we're going to get more evidence than we ever had before this year. But whether or not the mystery is solved, I don't know. I don't think so. A lot of people, not yet. Nope.
No,
Doubt it. More
I
questions.
think they're going to fill in some pretty serious gaps in the timeline.
I agree with you. Perfect. Yep. I agree with you, Tom. That's what I think. I think they're going to fill in some gaps for sure this year.
Mhm.
Nope. We're all hooked. Maybe some answers, but no. Yeah. That's where I'm at, Jackie. I think we're going to get some definite answers this year, but no firm conclusions. There is more than one mystery there.
Absolutely.
Yep. I think we'll find a tunnel though. Oh, Zig. Yes, we will. I know.
Yeah, all the data is pointing in that direction.
Mhm. Yeah, Zane, I'm going to show that picture here in just a few minutes, and we'll talk about that. Yep. Let's see. Unfortunately, no, but point in the right direction. Yeah, agree. Some gaps will be filled in, but no definite answers. I hope for more info, but not an end. Right. They need money from the what? Oh, well,
Yeah.
Tim, I mean, here's the thing with that, and I'm going to go and say this real quick to kind of link on to Tim there. You got two sides of this thing going on. You got the production side who's out to make money. Their thing is to make a good show that people will watch, sell commercial time, and make money. Then you've got the guys on the island who are desperately trying to solve this mystery the best way they can. They
Hmm.
are at the mercy of the editing that goes on by the production company. Okay. I'm all for the guys on the island.
Hmm.
And we have to go along with the production company
Yep.
because they're making a TV show that we're watching.
That's right.
Right.
If, if you talk to any of the guys down here, and you've talked to them, and I've talked to them, met them in person,
Yep.
they'll tell you there's two things going on.
Right.
One is a search, two is a TV show.
Exactly.
That's the two things that are
So,
going on. And they have no, and some of them don't even watch the show.
yep. And Linda just said no commercials, no show.
Right.
So, yeah, the production company's out there to make money. There's no doubt about that.
Hmm.
That's their job. That's what they do. So, let's see here. All right. Okay, last question. Let's see. And the last question that Tom had for us for tonight was this one. Will the mystery ever be solved? Will it ever be solved? I'm going to jump right out on that one and say yes, it will be. I think it will be. Because I think Rick Lagina will never give up until he has answers. TV cameras there or not,
Yep.
Rick is never going to give up until he has answers.
I agree. Even if it doesn't go on to the magnitude that it goes on today,
Correct.
he will not stop.
Right. And Rick Lagina, if you ever happen to watch this podcast, I'm going to say right now, if you need somebody to, after the cameras are gone, if you need anybody to help tell the public about what's going on, give me a call. I'll take care of that for you. Like, that's a fat chance, isn't it? Yeah, well, I can always dream, right?
Why not?
Gotta have a dream,
Hmm.
A couple of the things that they showed last night that I wanted to show real quick too, that I thought were very, very interesting. Remember when they were looking at the Lot 5 stuff and they were talking to Laird Niven, and Laird said something about a French wine bottle. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
You guys catch that last night? Was that sitting on the table in the new lab? Is that it right there? The green? Look at the pottery. Look at the chunks of pottery.
Mhm.
We have not seen these yet. So there you go. I mean, that's and he said that was a French wine bottle.
French wine bottle. Yep.
How they know that? But archaeologists, they should know those things, right?
Yeah, I suspect it's probably based around maybe the shape the shape of it plus the glass color.
Mm-hmm. Answers are coming, Jake says. Answers are coming. I love it, Jake. They found a wine bottle in the swamp too. They did. When they did find some, and they called it an onion bottle or
Yeah,
an
I think it
onion.
was onion. Something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that. Thank you for bringing that up. How old? Did they say how old it was?
I don't think he said.
I don't think they did. I
But
thought
the
that was
fact
really
that they
cool.
found it and it was, I guess, it was old enough for him to comment on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No, I didn't write down. If he did say a date, I didn't write it down.
Oh, did he? I didn't catch it either. Yeah, I was just looking at my notes that I made for the show, and I don't see. We needed Jan. No, I'm sorry. Jan needed some time off, so she needed some time off from having to do all the
Yeah.
synopsis.
So I mean, this is what you're stuck with, right?
You're stuck with my incomplete notes, yeah, because we didn't have Jan.
Trust me, we are not publishing these.
Oh, no, you could probably not even read my notes.
Yeah,
I can barely read them. One thing that Laird said was looks older, not conventional from 1700s. I think that's when he was talking about Lot 5, though. He was still talking about Lot 5 now. I wonder if they find old crown bottles all over by 10X. Probably, Henry. They probably found a few of those.
Yeah.
I would think. Yeah, that's pretty funny. All right. So let's see. Zane, who you guys see in the chat here tonight, has helped me out quite a bit here lately, and I really appreciate Zane very much for this. Yes, Jan is awesome. That's what would that say? That's in one episode where she pulled that big piece out. Oh, okay. All right. Is that pottery First Nation? I don't know. There is a yeah, I'll bring that back up. I don't think it's First Nation because their stuff isn't that but yeah, this one picture here, this brown.
Yeah, that's pretty colorful. I think it's
Yeah.
got the
I don't
paint
believe
on
that's
it's been
First Nation.
glazed. Yeah.
That's well after their time of Oak Island time. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. But all right, so I want to let's click this off and let's see here. Oh, next week's show. And did you guys catch in the pictures? We've seen a couple of them now. The pictures of the new lab, that nice new shiny lab. Oh man, and that's I'm going to show this picture here real quick. I think pretty sure that's that nice new shiny lab they got.
Mm-hmm.
And see how they've done some sound. They got sound panels up here, so it deadens the sound, or you don't get so much echo. I mean, they put a lot of effort into making not only a great lab for Emma and Laird and the team to work in, but also to be good for doing their presentations of things like this right here. So I'm really glad you guys, they stepped it up and they did a nice thing. Now, remember, if they move the lab, get out of the interpretive center and put the lab in the new lab, now the interpretive center can be open for public again.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers
2024 is
crossed.
coming.
Yep. So yeah. Oh yeah. And then the pictures on the wall. They got all the pictures back here. Yep.
Mhm.
The picture of the cross back here. Yeah. I know. That's really cool stuff. Good stuff for sure. All right. There's Jan. Hi, Jan. Yeah, we had to give her some time off. She does a fantastic job on all the synopsis. And that's not easy. That's not easy to go through and do what she does. We appreciate her for sure. A couple of pictures. Oops. Bear with me one second here when I get this correct. A couple of pictures that I wanted to also share from the. Now, these are from the episode that's coming up. Now, Coach, I don't know if Coach is here tonight, but Coach, he's one of our regulars. Oh, he is here. Coach had this on his. He's got a YouTube channel, and he had this on his YouTube channel. It was because I remember I was trying to find. They did not have the next time on the Curse of Oak Island last week when they had the episode. They didn't have it. It wasn't there. And so, oh, there's Coach. Coach Steve Money. He is here. But he had this on his. It was the promo for next week on the 2nd of January. And this was a piece of metal that was found in lot 5. This was the site 1, I believe, site 1, lot 5. And it was a strap that was found, a piece of metal. And then they immediately cut over to, whoops, get back up there. They immediately cut back over to Carmen. Now, if I can get this, oh, shoot. Hang on just a second here. Pictures are not working at the moment. But they cut over to Carmen. Avoid at all cost. Yes. That was the name of it. Thank you, Coach. And Carmen said this right here. Yeah, that's off of a chest. So that's interesting, right? That's going to be an interesting thing for next week's show. And then we have the picture. There was a picture looking into, well, let's see if I can get this one to work here. Okay, there we go. This was one of those, right? They were wrapping it up and they cut into the wall. And I think it was, I've forgotten his name. The guy that's there at Dumas.
Roger.
Roger. Thank you. Yes, Roger. Roger was talking about this cutting a hole. And he said, I was, he was doing something. I don't know if they were putting in that foam, trying to stop the water from coming in or what it was that he was doing, but he was working over there. And then he said something right off the bat about that, a hole. And we got a little peek inside that hole. All right. But we didn't get a good look at it. But there was a little hole. So we're going to get that next week. We're going to get to see that. Now, here is the picture that I really wanted to show everybody. And you're going to see more of this coming very, very soon. But check this out, folks. This was on a promo that I think is talking about the whole entire season. This is one of those promos where you get pictures from all over the season. Not about next week's show or anything in particular, but talking about the whole season. But, one of the big things, and I mentioned it earlier, that I'm big on, what's my big takeaway from so far in season 11 is the tunnels underneath the garden shaft or the tunnels underneath the money pit. And, they've been chasing that tunnel underneath the garden shaft. And this picture here was sent to me by Zane. And Zane, I appreciate it to no end. But I'm going to show this picture real quick. Check this out. And you tell me what you guys think of this right here. Take a look at that right there. Yeah. What do you think? I'm yeah. There's going to be more to come. More to come. They mentioned all the different areas and then ended with a clip with this. Yes.
So at the bottom of that hole, is that a rock or is it a piece of wood?
If I can put my vote in, I'm going to say it's a piece of wood.
I started off thinking it was a rock, but after we looked at it more closely, I think it might be wood as well.
Now, where do you think he is looking at this thing? Okay. Mind what he's wearing. So it's not in lot 5. He's not, Gary didn't get a metal hit and they're digging down in lot 5
Then there's water down there.
because he's wearing a harness. He's wearing a Dumas mining coveralls. He's got his hard hat on and he's got his mining light on. And he's looking down in that hole. And I will tell you right now, that's Rick Lagina. No, he's not in Atlantis Cave. So there's going to be more to come on this. But I'm saying that's a piece of wood down there. Lorraine says he's in the shaft. Yeah, I think so. He's in the bottom of the garden shaft. And we know they've been chasing that. We know they've been chasing that tunnel that runs underneath the garden shaft.
Mm-hmm.
It runs from the baby blob. Well, I say from. I don't know. It's going to or from the baby blob, but it goes up and over and onto the other side. Remember how they said they're digging down. They were at 82 feet, was it? The garden shaft?
Yeah. When they ended last season, they were at 82 feet. Now they're at like around 90 or something like that. I can't remember the exact number.
Yeah. At least as of the last show.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And I was afraid because I kept saying when they punch into that tunnel, if they ever get to that tunnel and they punch into that tunnel, is that going to flood the garden shaft? Is the water then going to rise to sea level at that point? Yeah. We got some good things in store. I can't wait. I understand.
We have not had a sleeper show this year. Every show has given us new information.
Yeah, Greg, I agree with you on that. Glad to see they got the water out. They went a lot farther than they thought. Yeah. Right or left, or straight down. That's looking straight down. We'll be
looking straight down because if you look by Rick's left hand, you can see somebody's foot.
Yeah, there's a foot.
So somebody's standing there.
Yeah, there's a foot right here. And I don't know if that's a cameraman or what. So there's somebody standing there. But remember how they said when they're going down and then they're going to start, doing that little drill and they're going to go off in different directions and they can reach out 40 feet. Well, stay tuned. Stay tuned. I think that's awesome. I'm excited, man. I'm stoked for this. I really am. Yeah. So yeah, the roof of the vault. I don't know. Collapsed tunnel, perhaps. I don't know.
And if it's wood, we're back to that age-old question: what's a piece of wood doing 100 feet underground?
Yeah. Jane, I agree. This fires me up too. I'm really excited now. When we heard about the Great Flood, which was the name of the episode for last week, I kept thinking, oh my gosh, are they going to get flooded out after all this time and effort and everything else? Are they going to get flooded out of the garden shaft and not be able to continue?
What was it Doug that said last night that if that's a flood tunnel, it's a pointer to the money pit?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, they were at 92 feet. They needed to get to about 105. I think they said.
Range, yeah.
I think that tunnel out of the baby.
I think if it's a flood tunnel, it's going to be so far collapsed, so far out in different areas that it's not going to be a great gush of water. There might be some water seepage, but I don't think it's going to be a great gush.
Oh, you know what I forgot to show, Tom? I forgot to show that other picture you sent me.
Oh, the hole in the wall.
The hole in the wall. Yeah, let me put that one up real quick and show. There was a great sense of optimism last night about things to come, unlike some of the gloom about setbacks from other episodes of the season. Yeah, I agree. Yep. Yeah. Remember we were talking about, when they were able to get in and put that foam stuff to stop the water from running in. And there was a question, well, what's on the other side? Is there dirt back there? And I was saying that it was my opinion that they were putting the new tunnel in just inside of the old tunnel walls.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore they would then be able to get that foam stuff in there, whatever it was, epoxy or I
Yep.
forget what you called it, up in there and seal it up so that the water would stop coming in. Whether or not they did that, I don't know, but I think this was the attempt to get back there.
hmm
And look what they found. Look at that hole punched in there. And I think this, when he was punching this hole in, is where, remember, there's a scene you see where you see Rick with that crowbar right there,
Yep.
and he's
And
hammering.
swinging the hammer. Yep.
Yeah, and he's swinging a hammer. Foamcrete. Is that what it is, Robert? Yeah,
Yeah.
foam.
And you can see about halfway down the crowbar where the water's actually running in.
Yeah. So I think in their attempt to get in there to put this foam in, that's where they came across this right here.
Yeah.
And then maybe this was where they punched through and got that picture of an offset chamber.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because they're up quite high in the shaft there. I forget how many feet down they said they were. 64 feet.
Yeah, 64 feet.
64 feet, because you can see the rail of the, I call it the iron basket or the freight elevator that they
Urethane,
that they hook onto the crane when they're not using the hammer grab.
Yeah.
And that slides down the same rails that the hammer grab slides down.
Foamcrete. Yeah, aka great stuff. Yeah, if you ever use that great stuff, that is some great stuff. You spray it in there and it expands like crazy. In terms of flooding, look back at the weather last summer. Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's groundwater runoff.
I was there. I remember. Yeah, I do too. I don't think they tapped in. I was afraid that maybe one of the flood tunnels or something was pressing up and it was starting to break through to the garden shaft or something. But
Well,
I don't think
even
so.
if you look at the show last night when they were showing just the water running across the top of the money pit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, water only generally runs in one direction. So.
Yep. Yeah. Oakavator. I like that, Zane. That's funny. Oakavator. Yep. Yeah. I also picked up on a lot of things during the repeat of the season intro with Maddie Blake that now makes sense. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we talked about it. And one of those things that I talked about on that too was that rock that he saw that's just that was uncovered there, that's just right there by the stone road down in the southeast corner of the swamp. There was a big rock there. Some people have said, oh, that's part of Nolan's Cross. I don't think so.
I don't think so. Makes you wonder what that big heavy industrial tow truck showed up for last summer.
Yeah. 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 Uh-huh. Yeah. So I think that rock actually is one of the anchor points that's on Zena's map. I'm just saying. I think it is. Maybe the tunnel under the garden shaft doesn't connect all that stuff together, but it is part of the flood tunnel network. Maybe. You know what? I'm going back and I'm going to jump out here too and say, when you talk about the flood tunnels, if you go back to Don V's, the expedition Don V, the ships that were there prior, waiting for Duke Don V to get there, and Doug Crow read the ship's log and talked about going in from the shore in under the island. Is it possible, and I'll throw this out there, is it possible that was simply, it's not a flood tunnel, but it was above ground at that point because of the lower sea level, and it was their tunnel going in underground, and then it flooded later on as the seas arose?
It could. And also remember too that the tunnel could have been dug, and the purpose of the shaft may have been ventilation.
Exactly. Because you build a fire down in the bottom, and that fire and that then the money pit shaft itself would have been like a chimney, and it would draw the air up, and it would draw fresh air into the tunnel for the workers while they're doing their thing. Yep. A lot more questions. Yeah, for sure. An anchor stone mark. Yeah, the anchor stone. Look at Zena's map. Zena's map had 2 anchor stones marked on it. One on the north side, one on the south side. I think it's the southern anchor stone. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, all right. So I really hope, man, I had a great time. Oh, and you see the basket. That's that elevator, the Oakavator.
Yep.
The Freight Oakavator. Who doesn't want to go down 9 stories of wooden ladder? I mean, is it 9 stories now? I mean, 100 feet.
Yeah. Well, 10 feet to a story, right? So,
yeah, 9 or 10 stories going down those wooden ladders. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I was great. I'm so glad we had all you guys show up here tonight and talk with us. And I hope everyone had a very good Christmas, and I hope everyone has a very, very good New Year holiday next week, and
Mhm.
that you have a great and very prosperous 2024. We got some great shows coming up. On Oak Island, the TV show, The Curse of Oak Island. I think we got some great episodes coming up. Tom and I will be here. We'll be talking about every single one of them on Wednesday night until Tom gets tired of doing this with me.
As
We'll
long as
have
there's a mystery to uncover, we'll keep going.
yes, indeed.
Mm.
And your helpers, Tom's two helpers. He's got two wonderful, just beautiful golden retrievers running around there someplace. But those are fantastic dogs. Love them. I got to meet them while I was there.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and of course, we'll have Seth back. Seth will be coming back with us,
Yep.
and we might surprise you with a few other characters that might join us at a time or two somewhere along the way. But we really appreciate everyone coming here with us tonight and joining us for this particular show. Really wanted to just have a good time talking with everybody and really try to pay more attention to the chat. Sometimes there's so much chat going by and we miss so much of it. But I really wanted
Yeah.
Tom and I really wanted to do this with you guys tonight.
Mhm. And in the words of the great Marty Lagina, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yes, indeed.
What he said last night. Stay tuned, Maddie.
Yeah. Twice. He said it to him twice. About a couple different. Oh, and they're going overseas again. There's going to be another
Mhm.
overseas trip. And Rick said it had to do with the Roman coins.
Mhm. Possible source. Yep.
Yep. Possible source. Happy New Year, everyone. We'll catch you next time. And thank you for coming again. And thank you all those for donating. I appreciate it very much. Make sure you click on the subscribe button if you're not already. Click the thumbs up if you like the content of our show tonight. We'll catch you next time right here on the J Free 906 podcast. Good night, everyone.
Good night.